Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to Basic. Um, so last week we were working on converting fractions to decimals, and we did a little bit of decimals to fractions. And I want to pick up on how we convert a decimal to a fraction. And the thing we need to remember is it's kind of the place value. So we have tenths. The next one would be hundredths. And the last one would be thousands. And tenths, if would be like 1 over 10. The hundredths would be like 1 over 100, and 1,000 would be anything over 1,000. I'm just using 1 as an example. So when we're converting a decimal to a fraction, we have to look at how many decimal places there are. Okay. So the first one I want to do is 0.45. And that one we can see that it would be in the second, so it's the hundredths. The fours and the tenths, and the fives and the hundredths. So if I was to say that, that would be 45 hundredths. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this 45 over 100. Okay. And then what we're going to do is reduce this fraction. Okay, we're going to know 5 goes into 45 9 times, and 5 goes into 120 times. So 0.45 would be written as 9 over 20. Okay, so what the key is when you convert a decimal to a fraction is just looking at how many places to the right of the decimal and numbers go. In this case, the last one is the 5, it's in the hundredths place. Okay, so we would convert that over 100. Let's do one that just has a tenths place, so you kind of get the idea. If we just had, and I'm going to put a 0 in front of the decimal, you don't have to, 8 tenths. If you say it like that, 8 tenths, you're going to realize, oh, that 8 goes over 10. So this would be equal to 8 over 10. And then what we have to realize is we can reduce this. And 2 goes into 8 4 times, and 2 goes into 10 4 times. So 8 tenths written as a fraction would be 4/5. Okay, let's do another one here. So if we have 0.95, that's, if we said that, that would be 95 hundredths. Okay, so what we're going to realize is we see the 5 is in the hundredths place, so we're going to put the 95 over 100. And then what we're going to do is just we're going to reduce it. We know 5 goes into both those numbers. 5 goes into 95 19 times, and 5 goes into 20. 5 goes into 100, 20 times. So 0.95 is going to be equal to 19/20. And you guys, the indicator is always going to be how many places to the right of the decimal number goes. So in this one up here, we're going to see 1 2. This one only has 1. This one has 1 2. So this one's going to be over the hundredths. This one's going to be over the tenths. This one's going to be over hundredths. Okay. One thing I want to talk about now is, and I kind of mentioned this last week, is we're going to have, sometimes you're going to see a line over the number. That means this 3 keeps repeating. Okay, so that means this 3 goes on forever. it'd be something like that, but the threes would keep going forever and ever. So what this is, it's really, when you see the 3 repeating, it's just going to be 1/3 when we convert that one. Because it's not really out of 10, because it's kind of like if I ask you guys to divide 100 pennies into thirds. Well, it would be, or how much is 33 pennies of $1? It's 1/3. That last penny, the one that's left over, because we'll have 33, 33, and 33, you can't really split that penny into thirds. So basically, what we're going to say is 1/3. Okay. So when you see that repeating, it's going to be over 1/3. Okay. Let's do another one. So when you see the repeating, for the most part, when it's just one number like that, it's going to be basically, in this case, it's going to be the 1/3, because it's really over 99. Okay. And if we do 0.1 and the one's repeating, that one's going to be over 99. So what that would be is 1/9. Okay. So try to remember when it's the repeating and it keeps repeating over the first number, you're just going to put that basically number over 9. So in this case, I'll back up. It would have been 3/9. But obviously when that's reduced, that's 1/3. And if you have like 0.2 repeating, it's going to be 2/9. Okay, so when it's a repeating number like 3, 2, 4, whatever, that's always going to be over the 9. Okay, in this case, when it's just a one number repeating. And that's kind of as far as I want to go today with that. There are some other ones on the sheet that have the whole number repeating. Those aren't going to be on the test. You would very rarely have to do that in any type of math test at all. And it's certainly not going to be on the task test. So I'm going to post some practice that's going to have some that are repeating more than one number. Those just kind of ignore, okay? They just had to be in the sheet. But let's do just one more, just so you kind of get the hang of this. If we have, let's pick another one here. So 5.25. Remember, this is 2 spots to the right, so that's going to be over 100. So it's going to be 25 over 100. And what that's going to do is, I know 25 goes into 25 1 times, and 25 goes into 100 4 times. So 0.25 written as a fraction can be 1/4. And guys, sometimes you're going to see a 0 here, and that's fine. But whenever you have a 0, it just means there's nothing there. Sometimes the visual makes it easier. It just tells you there's nothing in the ones place. Okay, so if you see that it's exact same number, whether it's 0.25 or 0.25. Okay, don't get really hung up. Some people like to put the 0. You kind of, it doesn't make a difference. Whatever you're more comfortable with. Okay, let's do one more here. If we do 0.4, you're going to see, you would say that is 4/10. So that's going to be 4/10, and reduce that, that would be 2/5. Okay, so just remember the key indicator is how many numbers are to the right of the decimal. Okay, so if we have, we'll do one little bigger one here. So if we have 0.125, that's 3 spots to the right of the decimal. So that means this 5 is in the 1,000 spot. So what we do is we put 125 over 1,000. And in this case, we realize 125, it goes into 1,000 8 times. But let's say we can't figure that out. But you're going to realize 25 goes into 125 5 times, and it goes into 1,020 times. But then I can realize I can reduce that one more time, and that would be 1/4. Oh, excuse me, that goes 30 times. So that's going to be 1/7. Okay. So, but if you realize 125 goes into, it's actually 8 times. My math is terrible. That would be 1/8. So 125 is similar to 1/8. The thing you need to remember is, in this case, there are 1, 2, 3. So the 125 would go over 1,000 because the 5, the last number, is in the thousands place. That's really going to dictate what you put it over, is how many numbers are to the right of the decimal. In this case, there were 3, so it'd be over the thousands. In this case, right up here, there were 2, so it'd be over the hundreds. And if we just have like 0.4, that's only 1, so that's going to only go over 10, and that reduce would be 2/5. So you just have to look and see how many numbers are to the right of the decimal. And that'll give you basically the information. So, is that going to go over a 10? Is it going to go over 100? Or is it going to go over 1,000? All right, that's all I have for today, you guys. I will post some practice of converting decimals to fractions. But remember, the ones that have, like, I'll try to give you an example here. There's one on there that has, it's number, or they're not number, but it's going to be something like this, 0.285714, and all those numbers repeating. When you do that one, just skip that one, because that's not something we're going to have to do on the test, or probably any math test, okay? So the ones that have multiple repeating, I think there's 3 of them, just go ahead and skip those. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys. We'll do live class again on Wednesday. I will just post a video tomorrow, and remember, we are doing some in-person classes. I do a live math class tomorrow at 10, and then I do writing at 11, and the same thing on Thursday. So if you're interested in coming in and doing a live math class, just let me know. Give me a call or send me an email. I posted my information in Reminds. So have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.